guys? Back again with Dan's Camaro. This thing is hot. One of the coolest cars around the shop. We've been hard at it on this car. We've done exhaust, we've done some wiring, we've done some sound deadening. We've took a race car and made it ready for the street. This car is really cool. I've installed some nice stainless headers here, and he's gonna finish it out with some nice boiler exhaust, some open cutouts to make it extra loud. I'll be watching for this car. We've done a lot to it. Test drives in this thing is gonna be real fun, so stay tuned. If you like what we're doing, definitely give us a like, follow, and share. We work real hard to make sure you guys see these cars, and we bring you the best content that we can. So let us know that you see us, that you hear us, and that you like what we're doing. And next time you see this car, guys, I'll be back on this thing, tie up the last few odds and ends. Also, a set of tires. We're gonna be putting a set of beefy one-off custom wheels on the back.
So we're not running those?
We ain't running these. We're gonna have something much nicer than that.
No pizza cutters.
No pizza cutters. Getting rid of those things over there.
Yeah, getting rid of the steam rollers.
Balloons.
Ooh, stay tuned to the end of this video. Cody and I will have a race. We're gonna roll on the like a
Hoosiers. We're gonna see Hoosiers the fastest.
Hoosiers the quickest.
All right, guys. Next time you see this thing, we're gonna have it run.
Hope y'all enjoy this video. Gonna let Charlie take it from here.
So today I'll be building an exhaust on this 1970 Camaro. So got a little small block in it. We just got finished modifying the headers. So now onto the exhaust. We typically buy all of our stainless bins from A-Tech, which is the wholesale side of Summit. It's just a quicker source for us to get these parts versus waiting sometimes from the direct manufacturer. But we always run Borla mufflers in all our builds. The customer wants to run some fancy exhaust cutouts, so we got these, and Summit gave us the fancy little hangers. So most of the time we're going with a lot taller, but this car doesn't have much ground clearance. So I'll be basically starting to fab up the V-bands and get everything TIG welded, so stay tuned. Here's the V-bands we welded on and modified the exhaust on both sides. Plenty of toe board clearance on both sides now, versus before, we're gonna be touching there. So if I didn't modify these, we'd be all over it. So we'll take it and bring her on back, and we're gonna go right out the side right here. That's it. So we use a Bailey cold saw to pretty much cut all our tubing. Just a very slow moving blade, just Bailey. It's been around for a while, and Bailey, you're everywhere. Thank you for supporting us, and thank you for making cool tools, machines. So now I've got the V-band mocked up underneath the car and my piece cut. I'll be able to drop this in and get that piece welded. So a little bit of encouragement, but there it is. It's making so much noise over there. Just a little pro tip. This tungsten, it's not that sharp. So I'm gonna sharpen it. Oh, awesome. Just a little guy. It's nice and sharp. Makes for my stainless rod here. Well, AC does not weld good on DC does though. Thank you, Tesla. All right, that's tacked. Let's go check our fit. So now I got our piece tacked. We'll set it right there. Fits like a glove everywhere I need to. All the way out the back. Well, not the back. We're going the side actually. It's gonna go more like this. Yeah. Muffler's now mounted. Got my intermediate pipe all tacked in. So fixing to pull it off and take it up and then proceed to the other side. Typically when I build an exhaust, I like to get all the way to the mufflers on both sides done, and then I continue on with the rest of the car. So that's just what I do. I did have to mark this because it is a small little angle, and on this particular job it was just easier for me to barely cock this versus taking a U-bend that I have over there and bend, tic-tac, that kind of deal. So it's not gonna hurt the flow of anything, and it still looks just fine. Both mufflers are now tacked up, V-banded. I'm gonna go in and fully TIG weld these. I'm thinking I might even do a little H-pipe action in here, connect these two since I do have some room. All right, I just finished taking up these exhaust, basically mufflers to exhaust flanges. Not too bad for a short guy. All right, now, might have made a mistake here. Which one is which? One way to find out. Well, doesn't fit there. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. Turn this light on so we can see what we're doing. Milwaukee, thank you for your spotlights. My little V-band keeps getting caught up. There we go. Yeah, that one's still a little hot. Man, this is a rough old car here on the bottom, but this exhaust, looking good. We've had a small change of plans in the exhaust from the original plan. That happens sometimes. What we got here is, we're gonna run the H pipe here. Well, can't, because I have an exhaust cutout that has to fit in this area, and I'm not really sure what it's gonna do when there's an exhaust cutout, boom, a connection, an exhaust cutout. So I don't know. I don't want to do it and it fail. So we're gonna go back to the basics. Put the exhaust cutouts, bing, bang, bong.
Bing bong.
Here we are, the mufflers, and this pipe's gonna go here, here, 2 V-bands. We'll put a little small H pipe back here, connect it that way. So should be a lot simpler, maybe less of a headache. Don't know, could be more of a headache. These exhaust cutouts are pretty dope. Just a little flat line, fits right up in here. Mount them this way, but I'm gonna just get them up there, angle them down just a hair so it clears the frame rail. Come back as far as I can to give me the proper clearance. We shall see how this works out. So this is our flange that will go to the exhaust cutout. And as you can see, I don't have the room, and this looks absolutely ridiculous. So I will come back and notch this close as I can here to let this dude sit almost up inside here. And I'll probably even go on and TIG weld some nuts on the back, because I'm probably not gonna be able to access those once it's actually put together. I'll notch this, it's 2.5 inch pipe. Here's me a good scribing point. You can see, pew, pew, right here. So I'll just transfer that, but way up here. All right, so I just finished up a quite sketchy cut in the bandsaw. Basically removed all this unnecessary tubing. So if somebody's looking for a piece of stainless, I know metal's pretty high right now. Just for sale, I will have 2 of these. 1, 2, minus this piece, because I need that. There's my cut. I'm gonna go check it out and see if it's gonna fit. So here's the little contraption I made. Well, actually, I found it. I'm gonna set that on there. Makes this thing exactly level. And I gotta cut this out. So I guess now it's time to do some sketchy. Doo-dah, doo-dah. Hope I get away with it. Doo-dah, doo-dah, day. That's close enough for me. I guess we'll see how close we are. Not too bad. Little gap on the side. Pretty close for a bandsaw. Yo. So typically when we get flanges in, they are not flat. As you can see, this was not flat. I'll put it on the belt sander. Now it is. But I just don't like taking that chance of going through all the work and then take something back apart because we have a leaking gasket. This is gold. I mean, you have to verify and make sure some of the stuff that comes in these days is actually flat. The biggest problem we run into is, I don't care who you get the headers from, I don't care if they TIG weld them to a flange or whatnot, you're still gonna have the issue of the warpage. So I like to make sure these things are flat before I put them together. Here's my little notch. I mocked it up, actually it's this one. I mocked it up inside the car, dot to dot, line to line. Here we go. That way I know I'm clearing everything. I'll go in and Dremel this out, finish marking it. I'm gonna go in and put the V-bands on both of these, get these set on there, TIG welded, and the nuts welded to these. That way I know when I'm said and done, it's in there, I don't have to take these pieces back out. So I just finished whittling the first little piece away. Here we are. Now this will sit right inside there. Line my Sharpie marks up. I gotta do one more to do, and I'll take both of these on there. Man, that looks nice. Let's cut a hole in the other one. Get ready to put this guy together. Look at these thumbs. These thumbs are back at it. Oh, a little wrist action, a little palm action. I hope nobody laughs at my toolbox. I've had that toolbox since I started all this. I was just a young pup. Brought me lots of good memories, lots of cut up broke tools. All right, so now I have to determine the angle of which the exhaust has to come out the side. Dan was like, I don't really want to come out the back. I'd like for it to come out the side at an angle. So, made a few cuts. I'm gonna TIG weld this V-band on. All right, so anytime we're cutting a piece of tubing, it's always best to cut this way. Never run it this way. Let me show you here on the bandsaw what I'm talking about. If you run this into the blade, like the tubing naturally is gonna wanna close back in on the blade, locking the blade down, and it costs you $100 in a blade. So, tip for the day, run the tubing through this way, no matter if you're pie cutting or what you're doing. And then what we typically do is we'll measure this, get our center line radius. That's gonna tell us where the exact center needs to be to get all our angles here. We know there's tools for that, but we don't have those here. So we just use tape measures, and it's been working for years that way. I already had this one cut, so I'm just gonna transfer my lines over. That'll fall in directly to the center line of our radiuses. All right, we're gonna take these dudes up now. We're pretty much right on the money. That's what we're looking for. I don't know what degree that is, not that it matters, but I'm gonna weld them up now. So I got this side tacked up. I'm gonna slide her in there. Not really a school person at all, but I like making stuff. But to make stuff, you gotta turn wrenches sometimes. All right, well, piece is pretty close. Put me a hanger on there, make it solid. All right, so I got everything tacked up, ready to finish fully TIG welding around. Front side has been done. Exhaust cutouts are installed. Went on and baloney cut these just so they basically stay parallel to the ground. They might be changed. We'll see how much dust it blows up. All in all, both sides are in there with what the customer wants. I'm gonna make a small little connection pipe between these two. That'll just let me basically wrap up this rear end. All right, so what I got here is a piece of template put cardboard that we use, and it's 2.5 inches wide, which is basically the outside diameter of this tube. I'm gonna connect this in here, but I'm gonna be able to trace straight up to get these two angles. I need to know what these two angles are, so when I transfer it to my other pipe, I'm able to get basically center to center, and then I know that my pipe is gonna have to notch around. So I'll basically take this difference. I know I'm gonna be splitting it in the center here. This is 2.5, so I'm gonna go 1.25 inches to the outside of each one of my pieces. So follow me and you'll see what I'm doing here. All right, here's our piece. Fits nice, very nice. Nice. So honestly, I really have no idea what I'm doing. I'm gonna pretend like I do and try not to go through 40 feet of tubing, honestly. This is just my confessional. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm gonna make it happen. And it's gonna look awesome. All right, so since this is not TV, it's not gonna fit on the first time because this ain't TV. But we are very close. That side fits nice. That one fits pretty good for cutting it with the cutoff wheel, but I will have to slide her forward a little bit, and that side, I don't know what happened there. Don't judge me. I'm getting closer. I'm just gonna keep moving it forward and it will line up. All right, so day 11 on making this piece. 60 feet later, and we're in. So now, take this out, got it scribed, cut those sections out, and ready to weld this dude in. I love when it does that. All right, the two holes cut out for our pipe to squeeze in. It'll sit in there like so. All right, I got it all tacked up. Fixing to begin our weld. Here's the inside of the pipe. Seamed out pretty nice. 2 little exhaust tabs so I can actually bolt this to the frame and weld this up now. All right, so I got the final piece all ticked up, looking pretty awesome. Here it is on the table. So now I better get it and bolt it in the car, get the V-bands bolted up, and we should be good to go. This is interesting, doing by yourself. I'm gonna have to get somebody to help me with this. It's not gonna work by myself. Let's go find a friend. We gotta move the exhaust over a smidge. Oh no. Oh, we're in. Move them around. Perfect. I got her. Yeah. All right, so just finished up Dan's exhaust. It's all fully TIG welded stainless steel. Borla exhaust. Very simple and clean. Little cutouts. We like these versus the Y-pipe cutouts just because you can keep them super tight up in there and you don't have a big donkey hanging off the freaking side of the exhaust where I don't have room in here. So yeah, that's the reason we like these. And then the little adapters we had turned down came out pretty sweet to be able to adapt down to go with our 2.5-inch exhaust.